All right, here in South Texas, rattlesnakes, water moccasins, and copperheads are probably the snakes we hear most often about. But there's another snake with beautiful colors that serve as a warning to most not to go near the coral snake, a snake that some believe do not live in our area.
But they do, and one Fox San Antonio viewer contacted our Yami Virgen after finding out the anti-venom she needed was being stored 200 miles away.
Red and yellow kill a fellow.
If black touches yellow, it won't kill a jack.
Try remembering that after a real live coral snake has bitten you.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to touch that.
This is the now very dead and very frozen coral that bit Jeanette Hutchin while she was hiking with her boyfriend on trails near De Zavala and Babcock a few weeks ago.
How do four of us clearly not see a snake?
The group took a break and sat down during their evening hike, and that's when her nature hike got scary.
When it was time for us to go, get up, grab my shirt, I knew there was something in there because, of course, your shirt doesn't feel like more weight to it.
Next thing Jeanette knew, she felt a pinch on her hand and she dropped the sweatshirt.
That little bite just inflamed my hand and it started to burn. And then he was just like, it's in your mind because you just got big, you know, you're thinking. So I know silently he's freaking out, we're freaking out.
I'm all like, just calm down, just calm down. She's like yelling at me like, what do you want me to do, calm down? I'm like, yes. She's all like, no, I'm burning. I'm like, it's in your hand, it's in your hand. So I'm over here like,
Googling.
what do I do?
The couple ended up driving to Methodist Hospital in the medical center.
I literally just walked in and was just like, I got bit by a venomous snake.
Jeanette claims doctors didn't believe her.
I repeated the color over and over. Black, yellow, red, yellow. That's all I said. Yellow touches the red. The yellow touches the red.
That is, until her boyfriend John went back to the park looking to see if he had killed the snake.
I was like, you know what, I'm going to go find a snake. So we went to go find a snake, and then what do you know, it was dead. There was already ants all over it.
The couple says things got moving after John brought the dead snake back to the ER.
Everyone was shocked. Like, you should have seen their jaws drop. Like, everyone was all like, oh, can I take a picture?
The couple says the nearest anti-venom was in Houston, which the hospital did get for Jeanette 8 hours after the bite. Coral anti-venom is difficult to come by because the United States only producer stopped making it in 2003. So it's not a problem just for one hospital. Here in San Antonio, one of two trauma centers says there's no anti-venom left in San Antonio.
We exhausted our supply of coral snake antivenom. I believe it was last year we used our last dose.
Dr. Brian Eastridge is in charge of the trauma center at University Hospital.
When it gets warm, we'll probably see or have transferred to us about maybe 1 to 2 snake bites a week.
Though coral snakes are seen less often.
Coral snake bite, even if it's a catastrophic bite that's going to cause respiratory failure or basically breathing muscle paralysis, as long as they get to care where they can actually be supported and even put on a breathing machine until the body basically metabolizes the toxin, the large majority of those will actually survive and do fine.
In fact, it's usually just the little ones you have to watch.
Coral snakes have very tiny heads and very tiny mouths, and that means a small gape, so they can only get their mouths on a small child's hand.
Gary Pelkey, the man in charge of the reptiles at the San Antonio Zoo, says the first thing you should do if you're bitten is stay calm. Get away from the snake and take a picture to identify it to first responders.
Elevate the affected extremity or wherever it was bitten a little bit, wash it with soap and water, and call 911.
Almost 3 weeks after her bite, Jeanette is still recovering.
I get real dizzy. My eyesight's finally regaining back, which is one thing I'm happy about. I get nauseous real fast. I still can't really comprehend everything.
We called Methodist Hospital 3 times for a statement on Jeanette's case and what steps they normally follow when a snake bite comes in. We're still waiting for a response. Now, as soon as I posted this on Facebook, we started hearing from our Fox San Antonio viewers all over the area. Ready for that video? This video comes from one of our viewers just outside the county line. Let me add, this is what the reptile man says you should not do. But as the family tells us, they see coral on their property a lot.
What an eye-opener. I'm
Wow.
staying away from snakes, period.
Yeah. It's
Coral
in your
snake
desk.
or not. My question for you is,
Funny.
what other areas did you get pictures from?
We got some pictures from Helotes, Mission Creek down on the south side, also just outside of the area near Lacoste. And I've heard from my neighbors actually up north near Stone Oak, and they're saying that they've seen them up there. And I just asked Alex, he's hiding out, and he's seen them also.
Wow, and your neighbors, too.
Neighbors
Scary
also.
stuff. Now we know getting medical attention like Jeanette did is important. What is the one thing that you should not do? One of the worst things you should do?
Yeah, so
Or
I
could
had to
do.
ask the cowboy movies. You know how you see them suck the venom out?
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's the worst
away.
thing you could do. Yes, and of course we have more tips if you go to foxsanantonio.com, and you can see the tips there on what you should not do, thanks to Dr. Eastbridge at University Hospital.